Hey, Jess here from Light and Well, and today I'm going to guide you through a full body, all standing stretch session. I'm going to keep handy my strap to give you a few options with, and my chair. We might use this a little bit as well. So let's start with a big inhale wide. We're going to bring one arm across, other arm hooks under, shoulder stretch here. This arm that hooks under, you can bring it either above or below the elbow, whichever feels better for you, but try not to be directly on top of that elbow. Good, you can release when you're ready. We're gonna point that elbow straight up to the ceiling. I want you to grab for that elbow and you can pull just a little bit on that elbow for a nice stretch in this tricep here. If it feels comfortable for you, you can lean a little bit into that stretch. Good. When you are ready, we're going to reach both arms up, little wrist circles down. Nice. We're going to inhale wide again. Opposite arm reaches across, hook that other arm under, shoulder stretch, second side. And let's point that elbow up to the ceiling, reach between the shoulder blades, grab for that elbow, gentle pull into that tricep stretch. And if we want, we can lean a little bit into that side stretch as well. Just an option for you if you want it. When you're ready, we'll reach both arms up, little wrist circles again. Good, we're gonna go into our quad stretch. So a few different ways to do this. I can keep a hand tapped here, grab for my shoelaces, pull my heel in. If it's difficult to reach, we're gonna use our strap for a little bit of extra room here. And you're just pulling that heel towards the glute. Want to think about knees staying pretty close together. So we're not like going back into a yoga dancer pose. Just keeping those knees close and pulling the heel towards the glute. When you're ready, I told you we would maybe use this chair a little bit. We're going to take a standing hamstring stretch. So a couple of options here. We can keep this foot on the floor, just hinge over that leg, or we can find a little bit of elevation here. Pop that heel up, and stretch is still the same thing. If you're resting your hands, I want them on that bent leg, not the extended one. You're thinking about toes pointing up towards the ceiling while you hinge over that leg. Should feel good stretch in the hamstring and the back of the thigh, and a little bit in the calf as well. Good. We'll release that when you're ready. We're going to take standing hip flexor stretch. So this foot steps straight back, little bend in both knees. Feet remain about hip width distance apart. It's a little tuck of the tail. Press forward into that front leg just a little bit. Should feel that stretch right here in the front of this hip. An option, if you wanted, you could inhale these arms tall and find a little bit of a back bend with this. You don't have to if that doesn't feel great. You could also find that back bend, but keep the arms low. When you're ready, let's step those feet together. We're going to find that quad stretch second side. So whatever worked well for you. First side, whether it was using your strap or maybe using the chair or maybe just grabbing right for that shoelace. When I say shoelace, I mean that area of your foot, not, actual shoelaces, since I'm not wearing shoes. When you're ready, we're going to release, find that hamstring stretch. So let's set that band aside. Heel can come either forward onto the ground or bring it up. We're going to hinge forward. Again, we don't want to rest on this leg. And think about those toes pointing up towards the ceiling. So trying to pull back a little bit on those toes. That's going to help us get the stretch here as well as here. Good. You can release that foot down when you're ready. Let's step it back. Find your standing hip flexor stretch. So little tuck of the tail, press it forward. Now option, experiment with that back bend and those arms, maybe inhaling up. Maybe keeping the back bend, but bringing the arms down. If we're in that back bend, we want to think about gaze just a little bit up, not straight up here. We want to think about lifting through that chest plate, chest, whatever. The sternum. Good. You can release it forward when you're ready. I want you to grab for one wrist, pull down just a little bit. So it's kind of a down and across. You should feel a bit of a stretch right across here, across the top of the shoulder. And you can drop your ear in the opposite direction. So getting a good stretch across the whole kind of top of the shoulder into the neck. And if you want, you could experiment a little bit with maybe taking your chin down closer to your chest. Just noticing how that changes the stretch. I want you to find that spot where you can feel it, but where it doesn't feel too intense or painful. Good. When you're ready, release that hand, chin down to chest, bring it up through center. Grab that opposite wrist, pull across, getting that little bit of traction, and drop the opposite ear over. Maybe experimenting with the positioning of your chin to get to where that stretch feels best for you. Good, and you can release your wrist, chin down the chest, bring it up through center. And let's take two big inhale, exhales together. So big inhale, exhale. Second one. Exhale, shake it all off. Awesome job on that stretch. Thank you so much for hanging out with me for that. I hope you have a great rest of your day and feel nice and loose after that stretch, and I will see you next workout.